Welcome to the program, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So we spent our first day. We explored the Eiffel Tower, climbed up, went to the top, which is a lot of steps. You have to get a lift to the very top bit, but we climbed as much as we could. It was a pretty clear day. It was obviously very, very cold. It was February. It was just really nice to see all of Paris below. We could pinpoint a lot of the famous monuments and the river, the Seine. I think we had a fantastic morning and it was the perfect way to start the trip off. I would stress Jess out doing that.
Want you when you sing that song.
This museum was free, which is so cool, and it was really good, and they had loads of stuff, and we just kind of stumbled across it, and they were very welcoming. So yeah, definitely would recommend if you're in Paris. So obviously we went when the cathedral was still under construction. We went in February of 2024. And I think actually it's just recently opened, which is really cool. So you should definitely go and check it out. It was incredible and so grand, even with all the scaffolding. So I can't imagine what it would be like when it's all back up and running. Is the most incredible building. It's not just the pyramids that you see, like the big glass pyramid in the middle. It's actually the whole building all the way around, and it goes deep underground. It's massive. It's so stunning, and the architecture and the art and the sculptures they have in there are breathtaking and unbelievable. Even just like walking through the corridors is stunning. It's so cool. Here we saw the famous Mona Lisa. It's a lot smaller than you think. Ethan got told off because he took a picture of it with flash on, which is not allowed. So be aware of that as well. We didn't have so much time in the Louvre because we thought it closed at a certain time, which it did, but they kick everyone out an hour before that closing time. So that was kind of a bit odd. Look at these ceilings, man, they're so cool. This was really cool. So they're basically renovating or redoing the second Arc de Triomphe. It's like the smaller one that's by the Louvre. The guy has to obviously handcraft all of these statues that go on the top of the arc, and so like, look, isn't that these are gonna go on top of the thing? I'm gonna try this thing. third day, we ventured down into the catacombs, which is basically miles and miles and miles and miles of tunnels that are carved under Paris. I think it was like in the plague or something. They basically had loads of people die in the city, buried them, and then they didn't have enough room on the top of the land, and so they built the catacombs and dug all the graves up and shoved them down in the catacombs. But I don't know why they felt the need to make funky shapes and stuff out of the bones and the skulls, but there we go. It was so interesting, and there's an altar and a chapel and church, and like there's passageways that you can see just full of bones that they haven't done anything with yet, and there's still like grave memorials, and it's very, very interesting, and the ceilings are very, very low, so you do have to watch out for that. But yeah, it's you have to walk down, like it's a good way down, and be silent. We couldn't film a lot of it. It's very, very interesting. Quite a solemn experience, because these are all people, and this is all real bone. Worth going. So we spent the rest of the afternoon wandering around that area of Paris and taking silly selfies in mirrored buildings. This was at Palais Royal, so we went to explore that area, which is just behind the Louvre, and then going over to Les Deux Plateaux, which is these really cool columns. It's basically an art installation this guy did to cover the air vents, which are over the Palais Royal courtyard thing. And yeah, it became night, so we wandered over to the Arc de Triomphe and went through that. Did we go up it? I don't remember. Oh, we did. We went up it. That was a pretty cool experience, actually. There were a lot of memorials for La Grande Guerre, which is the First World War, but there's also a lot of memorials for different wars and the Second War and things like that, which was so interesting to see. And there's actually a memorial on the bottom of the arc in the roundabout itself. So it was pretty cool. We got to go up to the top and see the whole view and the 12 exits from this crazy, insane roundabout. And then the Eiffel Tower sparkled! It was so amazing. And it was just a perfect end to a fabulous day. The actual monument itself is so full of detail, so many different carvings all over it, which when you get inside there's like bits that have fallen off in the past, and you can actually see how big they are, because from the naked eye when you're down there it looks like, you know, everything's so tiny. But yeah, there's so many engravings of fallen soldiers and things like that. It's really, really nice to see. Tell me, what was the best bit? Today, as you can tell, was a football day. We went to the Paris Saint-Germain stadium. I have literally like zero interest in football, but I'm supporting Ethan's passions. He's a football kid. But actually it was so interesting, you know, like we've been to a few matches and stuff. Ooh, ping ping. I still don't ever know which way we're shooting, but that's okay. It was pretty sick to see like the whole pitch. Right, it's a football pitch. Yeah, that's right. You know, actually be able to go on it. And we went down to the end and we were like sunbathing on it, which is just sick. And I was doing little jumps and stuff, and we got to go all the way backstage, see all the trophies and the t-shirts, and go to the changing rooms and the physio rooms and the gym and everything. It was pretty cool. I keep saying cool a lot, I need to stop with that. But yeah, look, this is a huge stadium, and I've never seen a stadium so empty. Today wasn't the best day weather-wise, but we still wanted to get out and explore, so we went to this little park, which, ooh, more ping-pings, was supposed to be really green and everything, but obviously wasn't because of the weather. And then we went to, yes, Ballet Galleria, and the Palais de Tokyo, which was quite interesting to see actually. It's quite a different sort of style of architecture, which was really nice because obviously around Paris it's all same. And then we hopped on a little river cruise throughout La Seine, the main river that runs through Paris, and it was a really nice cruise. It was supposed to be sunset, but because of the weather there wasn't much of a sunset. But we did go all the way down the Seine and then came back up, and as we reached the top of the river we actually saw the Eiffel Tower turn all the lights on and all the sparkles on. It was perfect timing and it was so fun to see. And we also obviously got to see all of the sights along the way, which was pretty cool. So some of the things that we hadn't necessarily made it over to or walked over to go and see because we were walking, we weren't using, Ubers or whatever. And it was a really nice way for us to get around and have a little look at some of the other things that we'd missed. Most of it we'd seen, but it was still nice to have it from a different view. On our last day we headed up to Montmartre and obviously had to go to the big cathedral, Basilique du Sacré-Cœur. Obviously like all the locks on the fences and the gates. I think we actually put a lock on there as well, which was quite fun. And yeah, we went into the basilica and it was absolutely beautiful, such an incredible feat of engineering and architecture. It was stunning. And we had a little wander around Montmartre and I went down the main park, which was really interesting. Nice to kind of have a day without rain where we can wander through a park.
So bad.
Is it on? Oh, I love that. And of course, we went to go visit Le Moulin Rouge, which was a dream come true. It was so fun. It's just city and then a bright red windmill. And obviously it is in the red light district, so be warned. It's nowhere near as bad as Amsterdam. We actually went to go visit the oldest windmill in Paris, which is just behind the Moulin Rouge. And goodness, I really need to turn that off. As we walked past it, we went to La Maison Rose, which is a beautiful cafe. We went in February, so it wasn't as floral as it has been, but it was still lovely to go see. Anyway, I really hope that you enjoyed this little montage memento thing of our trip to Paris. Subscribe, and there'll be a lot more travel videos coming soon.